Well, that definitely gets the old juices going. I hope you enjoyed that, but just in case, there are some of you out there that are going, all right, Blizzard, wonderful cinematic, vibe is great, but like, how does it play, right? Well, we got you covered. We have another gameplay sequence so you can see the monk in action. Well, Diablo players, as you can see, the game is in able hands, and we hope you've enjoyed seeing the monk for the first time. If you guys want to know a little bit more about Diablo 3 as it's unfolding, how the development process is going, or learn a little bit more about the monk or whatever else the panel has going on, we have a panel right in here at 2 o'clock today, so please roll back for that and get educated, I guess. So, Alliance and Horde. You've all been, you've been very patient. And I'm quite certain you're very curious about the fate of Azeroth, how the saga of Warcraft is unfolding. And we know, based on the internet recently, there's been any number of rumors, there's been speculation, widespread speculation about the nature of what's going on with Warcraft. We've seen, stories about a new expansion set being set in the South Seas, or being set within the Emerald Dream, new races, new race class combos, a lot of wild, unsubstantiated lore, right? Oopsie. A lot of stuff. So, BlizzCon, the wait is over. In just a second here, we're gonna roll the first gameplay trailer of the new World of Warcraft expansion set. And guys, it's a doozy. So before we roll that, this is helpful information. We're gonna be having a panel right on this stage, I think at about 12:30 today, so a little bit after this presentation finishes up. So once again, guys, roll to the panel, roll back. We're gonna have our developers here talking about the expansion set. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of really good questions. We have a lot, many good answers, and it should be a lot of fun. So, wow. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, proud defenders of Azeroth, I'm very, very geeked up to debut an expansion set that I'm confident will be nothing less than earth-shattering. An expansion set that will very literally change the face of the world of Azeroth as you know it. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you World of Warcraft Cataclysm!
As the terrible war against the Lich King continues, the proud defenders of Azeroth fight to secure a lasting peace. But there can be no peace when the world itself is devoured by rage. An ancient evil has risen, determined to shake Azeroth to its foundations. And the world will never be the same. As the elements battle for supremacy, Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms have been transformed. Ancient lands have been torn asunder, unleashing widespread destruction. But newfound life has also awakened. New conflicts erupt as old enemies vie for control of the world's diminished resources. At the heart of the ocean, the maelstrom churns endlessly. Many islanders of the Great Sea have been driven from their homes, seeking sanctuary from the relentless upheaval. These scattered refugees find themselves shipwrecked upon the Lost Isles, locked in battle against an unfamiliar enemy. But in their hour of greatest need, the goblins of Kazan have found new allies in the Horde. As destruction engulfs the far corners of the world, the Greymane Wall, the fortified entrance to the human kingdom of Gilneas, has been shattered. Yet, those who were once human have become something more. As the vile Forsaken march south into Gilneas, an ancient ally resurfaces to bring the savage Worgen into the Alliance. As the world teeters on the brink, and the mortal struggle for dominance turns to one of mere survival, the world's champions have adapted to new paths of glory. Standing vigilant against those who would devour civilization. And venturing boldly into the unearthed, forgotten bastions of antiquity. Has been broken. A new age has begun. The Alliance and Horde can only cling to hope. Deathwing has returned.
Welcome to BlizzCon.
That was the opening ceremonies of BlizzCon 2009 with 26,000 hardcore Blizzard fans in attendance here in Anaheim, California. This is the moment they've all been waiting for. Huge announcements at the opening ceremonies, but a brand new class for Diablo 3 and the brand new World of Warcraft expansion pack, Cataclysm. It rocked the crowd here.
How exciting was that? We are literally changing the entire face of Azeroth. They cannot get bigger than that.
It's a big announcement. Fans didn't know what to expect, but you saw it live here on DirecTV with our 18 hours of uninterrupted high-definition coverage. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Jeff Keighley along with Kat Hunter, and we just saw the opening ceremonies. Just the first bit of news from Blizzard. Mike Morhaime was up on stage there, and then Chris Metzen, the VP of Creative Development, made a couple of big announcements. So let's go over those, Kat, because Mike is making his way over to the stage here, and we're going to interview him live when he gets here. Kat, first of all, let's talk a bit about Cataclysm. It was rumored online, lots of information in that trailer. There's going to be a panel at the bottom of this hour, which we're going to give to everyone live on DirecTV.
Which will give us a lot more information, obviously.
Exactly, but why don't you tell us a bit about what we can expect from Cataclysm? There was a lot of information there. It's going to change the face of Azeroth. So are they actually changing the world this time?
So it looks like Deathwing coming back, and all of the whatever is going on with the world is actually going to break apart the world that we've seen before. So the Barrens is going to change. You know, all of these other worlds that we've been questing in for so long are finally going to change. He mentioned the two new races, the Goblin and the Worgen. Worgen for the Alliance, of course, and Goblin for the Horde. We have flying mounts in Azeroth.
There was a huge cheer from the crowd for flying mount. That's a big deal,
It's a huge deal. It's going to change how everything happens. And that means they have to rework a lot of the game because the game was not designed to be able to fly over. So that's a lot of work for them. We have new race class combinations, but they did not go into what those were. I'm sure we're going to see more of that in the class panel that we're going to hear about later today. New monsters, of course, new dungeons and raids. They mentioned a guild leveling system. No details on that yet, but that's very exciting. And achievements as well. A new profession, archaeology, and the level cap is only going to 85 this time rather than to 90. So
normally they do 10, so it's going to be, we assume it'll be harder to get those levels now, right?
It must be a lot of time between it. Some of the speculation with why it's 85 is because Blizzard wants to hold off before they get to 100 as long as possible, you know, kind of tease it in the lower level. So we'll see. That's a good question to ask Mike when he gets here.
All right, well, that was our reaction to some of the big announcements, but now we're going out to Jo Garcia. She is with some of the fans just walking away from the opening ceremonies. Jo, what do the fans think of the announcements?
The fans are pouring out of this hall. I'm actually surprised that they didn't say a little bit more about StarCraft, but I'm a little sad. But for the Horde, the Goblins are out. I'm surprised and shocked. What do you guys think? What's your initial reaction?
Utter fangirl squeal. It's like, oh, I can't believe it, but I'm just incredibly excited. I joined midway through Burning Crusade, so the ability to go back and do a lot of the classic stuff is just awesome. I mean, I'll get to the death of me.
What about you? What were you anticipating the most, and what did you get out of the welcoming?
Well, the Diablo 3 was nice, but the WoW announcement was what I was really looking forward to. And yeah, and my God, old world, but on the same aspect, it's Deathwing. He's gonna whoop something.
What about you guys? What were you anticipating the most? What did you get out of the ceremony?
I like the new professions that they have for Warcraft. And I think Blizzard does a good job with all these games, and they keep the fans happy. They keep pushing the limits with the games and giving us new challenges. So it's really good.
One last question for you. What do you guys think about the Diablo's new monk?
Awesome, awesome. I've been a big fan of Diablo, and I'm real excited to see what they're going to do with Diablo 3, and Monk's going to be, I think, really kick-ass.
Well, I'm anticipating the Monk. I was sitting on Diablo computer just a few minutes ago. It was bad, and I can't wait to get back over there. So I'm going to let you guys take it at the desk while I go play.
Released over the next 2 years.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jo Garcia, out there with the fans. And now, through the magic of television, we are joined by a man who was just on stage, the CEO, president, and co-founder of Blizzard, Mike Morhaime. Mike, welcome back to BlizzCon. How does it feel?
Welcome back to you.
Thank you. We're glad to be here. I mean, you had 8,000 fans there in the main area for the opening ceremonies. A lot of news you guys broke with Diablo 3 and this brand new World of Warcraft expansion. Jo was just talking to some of the fans. Everyone is so excited about this thing, and I guess we're going to hear more on the World of Warcraft panel that's coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Yes, absolutely. There was a lot of energy in that room. I mean, and throughout the whole conference, this is the biggest BlizzCon we've had, and you really have a sense that something really big's happening. So really proud and excited to be part of it.
Now, it's been a little under a year since Lich King has been released, and here we are back at BlizzCon, and we have 4 halls instead of 3. And what is your takeaway looking back at Blizzard over the last year?
Well, we've had a fantastic year. There's been a really challenging